Hello everybody, a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thanks for joining us. Boy, it has been a hectic day. I feel like I've done a day already and we're only halfway through the day. It's been so busy. Now you guys have been really excited about our brand new launch today with that Craftaganza. If you've missed that, you can check the website for more details about it. Shop the day for everything that you have missed. And yeah, we're halfway through, but we've still got two fantastic shows in the Craft House. And you know what happens when we're in the Craft House? That means that we are introducing you to one of our crafty friends and a lady that you guys will know, that you would have seen here before on Crafters TV. Do you know what? And whenever she's here, always causes a storm. Products always fly out of the door. And more than anything, I think particularly last time, because it was a bit of a while before that she was here, a lot of people saw her craft, Santangle, for the first time, fell in love with it, and have been doing it since. I was just actually having a look on our I'm a Crafter's companion page and seeing some people posting pictures in there. And what's really lovely as well this time, without spoiling it a little bit, last time this lady was on, I'll tell you who it is in a second, you guys were saying, oh, next time, can you bring this? Can you bring that? Any chance you could bring along that? Well, she's listened and she's delivered. Everything that is on this show is on the website right now. But who am I talking about? You know, your friend of mine, the wonderful Sandra Rustin is here from Sanntangle. How are you, Sandra?
Oh, really good, thank you. Really good. It's lovely to be back.
Yeah. It's so exciting to have you here, and I know a lot of people have been looking forward to this show. Feels like it's been like a long time in the making, because when were you here last? About 6 weeks ago, was it?
Yeah,
was it more than that?
Yeah, last month. But then again, in the world of craft, 6 weeks is a long time.
Yeah. And the great thing is, as I just said there in my little intro, you've brought with you lots of new goodies to Crafters TV, and indeed there were a lot of people asking for certain things, and I think you've managed to bring a lot of the things people are asking for, haven't you?
I certainly have, yes. In particular, you know, the pencil I was using, the red ruler. And you're like, why is that so exciting, the red ruler? But it's so useful, certainly for a Santangler. You've got different bits and pieces on there that's really relevant to what we do, and it's all at hand, ready when you want it.
I tell you what, we'll have a quick look at those with Sandra before we start, because we're already very busy for the mechanical pencil and the red ruler. So we'll quickly show you those, and then I will say hello to a few of you who have already joined us. So if you are thinking about getting into the world of tangling, then get these into your basket. Just to say as well, you'll have noticed at the bottom of your screen down here, tariff-free. So you guys in the US as well can shop without those pesky tariffs messing things up. This is your mechanical pencil, $21.99. $29.99 is your US price on this. Love the case that this comes in, and then when we open this one up, you can see that you have got that beautiful mechanical pencil with the replacement graphites in there as well. Talk us around this, Sandra.
Yeah, it is old school. A mechanical pencil is going to give you that fine detail. It's going to allow you to sort of draw in those small areas, but it's going to give you a precise line. It also, because we call them, I know we call them leads, it's not lead, it's graphite.
Yeah, exactly right.
Had this conversation. You find that it's a B rather than a HB. HB is the normal for a pencil like this, but I asked specifically for a B, so you could draw what you wanted to do, then you could come in with a tortillon and you could blend it out, and it's going to give you that softer feel where a HB won't kind of do that. Of course, there's standard, so once you run out of the 12 that are already in there in that lovely little case, you can replace it with whatever standard lead you want to. I think it's a 0.5, and it does say on the top that it's a 0.5. It's a metal casing, it's got a lovely little grip on it, and I'm not kidding, the balance, the weight is just beautiful. I know that sounds really daft, you think, well, it's just a pencil.
No, I know what you mean.
It really isn't. It's got that lovely balance to it, it's a little bit of weight to it, and it's going to give you those lovely precise lines. Of course, it's there in that little tin, and I don't know if you're like me, if you carried a pencil around, it will actually fit a little tortillon in as well. And I always cut a little bit off my rubber, and I've got my rubber in there as well. So you know, you've got a little bit of everything. Of course, that tin, it's all branded, so everything's there that you need.
Ooh.
So I'd be getting on with it. It's lovely, isn't it?
I do really like this. It's like, sorry, it's a funny noise, wasn't it? Ooh. You can feel the quality, is what I want to say.
I think so.
It sits very nicely in your hands, doesn't it?
It does. It really, and it's really hard to sort of show that on air, of course, because the balance is there, and it's got that, I say, that little bit of weight to it that is going to you know, sit nice in your hand. It's really comfortable.
Do the Debbie Robinson there. She always does that.
I think Debbie's already got one of those.
Ah, see, yeah. The running joke with Debbie Robinson is if she sees something she's always like, oh, I'll just put that in there. And then we're like, oh, you're going to get frisked on the way out.
Where does it go?
It comes beautifully presented as well, as you can see. So if you're buying for someone who does love their tangling, their doodling as well, you can grab it. 10% of the mechanical pencil has already gone, so get yours before it disappears. Now, let's talk about this in terms of, you know, if I just said to you, oh, there's a red ruler available on this show, you might not be that excited because you'd be like, well, you know, when is a ruler not a ruler? Well, when it's a red ruler. This is $6.99 or $10.79. Just talk us around this, Sandra, because it's not your kind of average ruler, this, is it not?
It isn't. It will draw a straight line, or you can draw a straight line with it. Of course, it's got the measurements there. It's centimetres and half centimetres, but millimetres as well. But you've got those circles in the middle, and they are circles. That means that you can draw, at the drop of a hat, you could draw a different flower. Ah. You could draw a different shape. You could do wheels, you could do cogs. Yeah. The little sort of like circly one with the lines at the far ends there, that means you can draw vertical lines. So if you're drawing beads or droplets, you've got a beautiful curve that you can put at the bottom. If I get a chance, I will show you that a little bit later. But everything's there to help you. And then you've got the 3 or the 6 little dots across the top. That fits into our planners. Oh, yeah. But of course, it's a different size. We didn't include that in the circles in the middle, so you've actually got an extra size circle if you need it as well. So a bit of everything. Of course, don't forget the corners. If you wanted to do a rounded corner or a little bit of an indent in there, then you've got the different shapes there. But of course, if it's in your planner, then you've got a little boot mark as well. It sticks out at the top, that little lip. So it's a bit of everything all in one go, really. I think very handy to have that, isn't it, alongside your mechanical pencil. Probably 2 things that you're going to pop into your basket today. Remember, $6.99 is that price for everyone, $10.79, tariff free as well. So shop for these right now. Jan's on the socials this afternoon. Lovely Jan, saying hi, hello. Hi. Hello also to Louise, who says hello everyone. I'm happy to be here. Oh. I saw Sandra on the day I discovered Crafters TV. Oh, fantastic. And she goes on to say, she's fabulous. That's what she says about you. Oh, thank you so much. No pressure now. Julie Barber says, good afternoon. I'm looking forward to seeing Sandra because I'm addicted to Sanntangle. So am I. But in a nice way. It's not one of those addictions that it's sort of you think, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. It's the excitement and it's that inspiration of, or when you've drawn something and you think, oh my God, I drew that. Yeah. How did that happen? And then other people say, did you draw that? And you're like, yeah, it's so proud. And you always get that Christmas feel moment, I think, when you've done this. And no true word spoken here, because so obviously you might think, right, you know, we do the shows and then at the end of the show it's like, oh, we'll just like go and do something else because we've, you know, we've been in here, we've been doing crafting for a couple of hours. Sandra, she's been in here for a couple of hours doing Sanntangle. She's probably going to go and do something else. She doesn't. She does the shows in here, inspires all you guys, and the times I've sat with her in the cafe, she's having a lunch and she's Santangling. Earlier on today, I mean, I was back and forth in meetings and whatnot, but she was just sat out there, Santangling, always doing it. Always. Always doing it. Always. And it gets to you that way. The more you do it, the more you want to do. Yeah. And once you've tried one of the stencils, you followed the instructions, you're going to think, well, actually, I could do it this way, or I could do it that way, and then you always want to try something else, and maybe you want to colour it a little bit differently. There's always something that you can add to it. It's just brilliant. Trudy's joined us in Florida. Jen Shank says good morning to Ben and Sandra and crafty friends. Hi. Stephen Nicole says hi, Ben and Sandra. Hi. Pat says hi, Ben, Sandra, and super talented crew, and all my lovely friends from a overcast New Jersey. The rain is coming again, you say. Patty Redmond says hello everyone from Michigan. I love Sandra and Sanntangle. Hi. And we must just say a very happy birthday to Christine Mahoney, who says hello again, Ben. You know what will make my day too? Please sing happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to you. We're not allowed to sing, are we? What's the song? Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you, Christine. Well done. There you go. Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a great day, Christine. Happy birthday. Yes. I'm not going to sing. Treat no treat following yourself. That. No. Treat yourself to some Sanntangle goodies and our Menagerie bundle, which you are going to be getting here. Now, I'll quickly show you, and then Sandra's going to go this in much more detail, but you have got 1, 2, 3, 4,
5 sets here, right, for you to be able to create, well, not only some gorgeous backgrounds, but also, Sandra, some fantastic characters as well. So we get the book with all of the instruction, and in each book we get a stencil or a template as well, don't we?
We do. And I couldn't honestly decide which one out of all these. They just all work together. So whether you've never done it before in your life and you think, I'm going to give it a go, or you think, do you know what, I've done a little bit of it, I want something a little bit bigger this time, everything is in with this, from the cutest, tiniest little fly and little ant, all the way up to that chameleon and that giraffe. I mean, look, they are so cute.
That's why I love when you were showing me this before the show. You've got like the really cutesy designs here, haven't you? Like, I mean, come on, that snail.
Let's just look at it. It's got such character. It's divine.
And then you've got something like very, very majestic, haven't you? With
yes,
the elephant.
They go a little bit bigger, so they're going more up to kind of the A4, or you could do it on A5, but you want to go a little bit bigger for those.
And then
look at that.
The woodland characters, I mean, so super cute.
Yeah.
You've got your little hedgehog there. There's a raccoon, and you've got your rabbit. And again, if I open this up, Sandra will show you more detail, but you've got your stencils in here. And look, the instructions in here are so thorough. You know, step by step, nice and easy for you to follow.
Rabbit looking at you.
Yeah. and the whole system with this, Sandra, again, for people who are new to this, you don't need to be like next level of craft, or because a lot of people say, well, you know, I can't even draw like a stick person, so I'll never be able to do this.
Yeah. Honestly, it's a case of, if you want to have a go, if you want to pick up a pen or a pencil, you've got a piece of paper to hand, you follow the instructions, you follow the stencils, and I trust you're going to be able to do this.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is that I'm not giving you like a bunny shape to draw around or a chameleon shape to draw around. I'm giving you the basic shapes that you need, the structure. And then I'm supporting you with the instructions. You follow it word to word, and then you'll find that, okay, it's not going to look the same as mine. Even if I was to draw it now and then draw it tomorrow, it's going to look different. We're all different people.
Yeah.
So you're going to draw your version. So that's where the exciting thing happens, is it becomes your art. You are the one creating it, but I'm the one giving you that little warm hug and that little bit of structure to help you through it. So it works, both of us doing it together, me with giving you the information, you with actually having a go. You are going to be able to do these, absolutely, any of them.
Should we have a look at some of that massive pile of samples we've got over there?
They were sort of in order, but they're kind of mixed up, so I shall do a quick flick through, so if we're ready. Here we go. Critters. Everybody loves our bees. And the flowers, of course, how to draw as well. But then look, you think flies? How cute are they? How cute are they?
I mean, flies aren't cute, but those flies are very cute.
Yeah, well, then you've got a bit of a mixture of all of it. Look at that.
I love that snail.
They're just, look, there he is. Look, my little pink fly.
Yeah.
And then you've got your little dragonfly. Again, you've got the flower that you can draw there. The ant. I mean, look at those big eyes.
Very cute.
But looking at all these flowers, they're all in there as well. You can mix and match. So if you wanted to use these flowers with the snail, you could do. The hedgehog. And again, something a bit different, little trumpet flowers in the background there. And of course, you've seen that you can mix and match with your dyes and your little flowers. There he is, look.
I mean, he's the cutest thing, that little snail.
And of course, you could colour them however you want to, can't you?
Yeah.
We've got our lovely little woodland.
Oh, that's cute.
Our fox, another hedgehog, look. But you see, they've all got different characters just by how the eyes are drawn.
Yeah.
Compared to this one. There we go. Look. Different, completely different. Then if you don't want to do the whole bunny, look, you just draw a bit of it.
It's just little ears peeking over the top.
There's another bunny. He's got his tongue sticking out, that one.
Cute.
Oh, more hedgehogs. Look, you've definitely got a couple there going on. Look, with the little bows. You've got a bit of a mixture. See, we've got the squirrel and look, that tiny little mouse.
Oh, yeah, little mouse.
Another hedgehog. Look, but look at how the flowers have changed.
Yeah.
Done them in a bit of a wreath there. Little squirrel going on with the little blue bars. Look, the little fox, the little mouse.
Really
the
cute.
raccoon is so cute. Look at that. He looks a bit shell-shocked, doesn't he? He's like, whoa, you've caught me.
Yeah. US viewers will love that one.
Look at that little wedding card.
Yeah, that's cute.
There. Little mice. Little bunny. Then, of course, more bunnies. See, look, these coming from the same stencil.
I love that.
How different are those bunnies? Little fox, look. Look, there's another bunny.
Bunny and the raccoon.
They look a bit happier. Look. But then we can go slightly different. because we've got the savannah
Oh,
with the
wow.
elephant. And getting the proportion of the head size to the body to the legs. So it's all in there. I'm not going to leave you without any help. But if you want to do something more portrait of an elephant.
Yeah. Oh my goodness
That
me.
is in there. The instructions for that is in there. But
like, how long does that? I mean, I suppose how long is a piece of string, but how long does it take to do that from start to finish?
If we're going to draw it, I would say it's going to take you. If you've never done it before, I would say it's going to take you about half an hour. Sketch it first. Just have a rough piece of paper and just go for the shapes. Sketch it first. Half an hour. And then it's up to you in terms of what you want to do with it colour-wise, isn't it?
You bring in all your Spectrum Noir products to colour it if
exactly,
you want.
whatever you want to do with it. That's, I mean, it's vivid, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's absolutely. But if you want to go true colours, it's fine. But what if you fancied a giraffe?
Oh my word.
Yeah, so you can see that's a little bit of a bigger product, but it's there. All the instructions are there for you. You don't have to put the leaves in front. You could do something else and put more flowers if you want to. You could just draw the head. Entirely up to you. But then let's have a look at that elephant. We do a bit of a savannah kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. And then, ready for this one?
Come on. Oh my god.
That is in there.
That's the amphibian rainforest.
And not just the frog, but how to do the flowers and the leaves. You notice there's a touch of something in the background. That's the background stencil. So it shows you how to draw them, but then you've got extra elements that you can create more of a picture with it. And of course, you can't have the frog without
yes.
the chameleon. How good is that? Again, whatever colour you want to do. And if you look real close, there's another critter there.
Is there another critter there? Oh, the teeny tiny little
There he is. Yeah, sort of doing a bit of I'm getting out
Is he
of
lunch?
here. Absolutely. Or maybe they're just friends.
Maybe.
Who knows? But then you can have a couple of a mixture. You can sort of put the two together, look. You can do, this one's been done in coloured pencils. Look at the difference.
Wow.
But what you'll notice is they're all different. They're the same, but different. Look at that.
And just so I can get this round my small brain again, so for the frog and chameleon, for example, all of what you've shown us is in the booklet, all from this set of stencils. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, and when you look at the stencil, and you're like, how does that happen?
Yeah.
Oh, look, see, we're back into little critters. Look at that one.
Brother, I love it.
Let's open this one, because she's got a nice little bit of to it.
What does it say? Little Critters Garden Party.
See, so you can mix them all up, do all different things with it. And we do have, that looks, I mean, look at the frame there. We do have that frame on the show today as well.
Oh, yes, that's in the Quirky frames, isn't it?
Yeah, but then look, your elephant, different colour.
My goodness me,
These are all incredible. From those stencils. Every single one, look at that, it's just the head. Every single one is different. And Alice did this one. She works with us. She's not, she is a Santangler now, but she's a beginner Santangler, I would say.
And just stress for Cindy again, she says, are all these examples from the Menagerie bundle?
Yes. This is all of the Menagerie bundle. What we've done so far. I mean, we sort of like, we love doing it, and you can tell they're all so bright and vivid. And yes, every stencil, what I have done, I've split them up for you. So rather than have everything on one stencil, you've got 5 stencils plus the backgrounds. So you can think, well, okay, I want to do the critters today. You can go to the critters and work with that. If you want to go with the giraffe, you can go to that stencil. So you're not managing something really big. You've got the shapes in there, everything that you need with the instructions in detail on how to actually create all of these different things in one bundle.
I mean, just incredible value. And again, just to show you, you do get everything there. So if I didn't show you those at the start, the backgrounds that you were seeing on a lot of those projects there with Sandra, you get the background stencils. So all of the foliage, all of the flowers and the leaves in there. You get the woodland characters. Again, so you've got that cute little raccoon, the rabbit, you've got the hedgehog. And again, look, all of the creations you're going to be making just from that one stencil, and then the full instructions in word and picture form for you, just stepping you through how to do it. And we are talking to you. Sandra hears it all the time. Certainly a lot of you mentioned it last time she was on. Oh, I can't even draw a stick man. Well, that is you. Even more reason for picking this up, because you're going to be creating pieces of artwork just like this. You'll be creating this cute little ant. You'll be creating the little bumblebee, the snail in there as well. who I feel is called Terence. I don't know why.
Terence.
Yeah. Then from like really cutesy to like the kind of absolutely beautiful like royalty of that elephant and that giraffe. Again, full instructions and everything that you need within this set, all within this bundle. And I think possibly my favourite set, because you've got the amphibian rainforest, you've got the chameleon, and then you've got that beautiful frog there as well. And I was just thinking, actually, because a few of you are wondering about that ant there, apparently that ant is paying rent to stay with the chameleon on the branch there. Yeah, it's a tenant.
Yeah, it's been looked after, is he? Bit of protection.
I don't know why I
Yeah, we're just going to brush over that.
Yeah. She loves me, really. Wow, says Cindy. I love these. I have to try it. Well, you can try it. $89.99 for the bundle, $123.99. Hello, LC says hi to Sandra and Ben
Hi.
and team. Hi to Sister P4, who says these cards are amazing.
Thank you.
Jen Shank says, I love this set. They are so cute. And Julie says, I see Sanntangle patterns in everything now, even on Sandra's blouse.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. They are everywhere. You could tangle into anything and everything. And trust me, I probably have.
Yeah, to be fair. Stand still long enough, she'll start tangling you. Evelyn joins us from Colorado as well. And Jeffrey says, happy hump day to Ben and Sandra and social superstar Jan and the most fantastic and fabulous crew. Take us through this next bundle that we've got then, Sandra. So this is the Dragonfly starter bundle here. So we get a set of instructions here, don't we? And the templates to be able to create all these beautiful dragonflies. But then you give us like all of the sort of stationery, if you like, as well to be working with.
Yeah, starter sets can be quite tricky because anything that we sort of do, you could start from scratch and draw it. So I chose the Dragonfly in particular because it's one of my all-time favourites. And it means so much to so many people. And on the instructions, if you notice on the front and the back cover, it tells you what dragonflies are about. So you've got things like wisdom on there and transformation. So you can incorporate that into your artwork if you want to. But then, again, I'm giving you 3 designs, I mean, completely different designs there, that you can create if you want to, or do your own thing. You've got 2 different sizes of different wings that's going to allow you to do different things. So you can go anything from, I don't know, 8 centimetre square piece of cardstock up to an A4 if you want to. So instructions are there, as I say, but once you've done this, you're going to think, actually, I'm going to do it my way and see where it goes. There's different variations. But I've also put in a frame for you. Now, the frame, it's got that kind of sort of, I know, Moroccan kind of feel, and I really want to get into a little bit of details. How do you use this? Because yes, I've called it a frame, and you've got instructions there for doing 2 different ones. But imagine doing that as a mandala.
Oh, absolutely! Look at that.
So you could mix and match and do it. You could build it up in layers, but it works beautifully, I think, with the Dragonfly. You can draw these frames from a 2-inch all the way up to an 8 by 8 inch if you want to. Once you've had a go at this, you'll be creating frames for everything. And it's a real different shape. You've got 7 sides on this. So I kind of liked that one.
You're also giving us tons when it comes to ways to be able to sort of draw. I mean, let's talk pencil first of all, obviously.
Yeah.
Alongside that, we've got our tortillons.
Yes, and it is a 2B pencil.
2B or not 2B?
Oh, yeah, I knew that was coming. So you've got a slightly softer feel to it, so I wouldn't if you need to, you can draw with this, but you don't have to. This is more about blending, and that's why you've got your tortillons in there. And of course, your fine liner pens, 303s, they're going to keep you going for a while. They are permanent, so if you draw and then you decide you want to ink over or add some watercolour or whatever it is you want to draw and colour with, then they're there. They will also draw on wood and fabric.
Is it, for most people who are starting off then, is it advisable to start in pencil and like do your rough work and then go over the top of it?
Absolutely, yes. The majority of the time when you're constructing or you're drawing something, so say for example the outline of the elephant, I would draw it all in pencil. When I'm happy with it, I would draw it in pen, unless maybe you want a softer feel and you don't have to, you could just colour it in as is. But when you come into putting the details in, so those fine lines and those curves and swirls, If you want to use pencil, you can, but sometimes it's better to go in with pen. It's whatever you're comfortable with. There's no rules with that, honestly. No rules at all. Whatever you want to do.
I just want to show you these pencils as well. Just before I do, we are aware that apparently our US viewers, a few US viewers are experiencing tariffs at checkout, which you shouldn't be. So we are working on that. The team are aware, and we will get back to that and let you know as soon as that is fixed. Talk to me about these coloured pencils, because we're getting 24 of these as well. They're black.
They are black, yes, absolutely. You can use these on your regular cardstock, your regular papers, but they come into their own when you use them on dark paper.
Okay.
Okay. I've got a bit of a sample here. Just bear with me a minute, Ben. This is one that I've got with. If you want to see this, this has been done.
Oh wow.
With those pencils.
Yeah.
So you can blend them together. It's not a problem. You can mix them if you've got any other coloured pencils. You can mix them in there as well. But they work lovely. And I know you sort of think sometimes with them, they're like a triangle shape, aren't they?
Yes.
And you're like, how do I sharpen them? You would sharpen them just as you would any other. But, you know, the first ever sharpen you do, put them into the pencil sharpener and go around slowly. And you'll hear like a little bit of a click as it goes through the 3 points.
Yeah.
Once you've took those little edges off, you can sharpen them as normal then. But the colours are divine, and they're unique because we've all named them in the office.
Yeah.
So we've all got our own colours.
So
there's even the Dobby Grey in there, for example.
Elf Pink.
Elf Pink, that's
I
for
feel like
Leslie.
we're doing them all now. Locket Lane Orange.
Yeah, that's got to be Locket Lane, of course. Yeah.
Halloween.
Halloween, that's Sarah's.
Purple Jewel.
That's mine.
Warm Ochre.
Yeah, that's going in with the Locket Lane.
Coffee.
Coffee, that's John.
Purple Haze. Purple Haze.
Purple Haze is going in with the pink.
Then you got, there you go, Dobby Grey.
Dobby Grey.
I'm sorry, I have to do all of these now. This is Mindful Blue.
Yeah, that's Alice.
Mystic Blue.
Yeah, Alice.
Night Light.
Now that's part of Locket Lane.
Hot Chocolate.
That's Tommy.
Peacock Blue.
That's Tommy as well.
Pink Purple.
That's Leslie's.
Leslie. This one is Spanish Red.
Spanish Red's mine.
Nearly there. I thought I said Lump Yellow. Lumo Yellow.
Lumo Yellow, part of Locket Lane.
Doodle Grey.
Doodle Grey, yeah, that's Dobby's.
Cosmos.
Cosmos, that's part of mine.
Sanntangle Red V2.
You can't have Sanntangle Red twice, can you? We've got two versions of it. One in the originals that I did and one in the black edition. So, yeah, it's got to be a Sanntangle Red.
Meadow Green.
Meadow Green, yeah, that's Alice.
Foundation.
Foundation, that's Alice.
Green Tea.
That's me.
And Milky White.
Milky White. That's a bit of a universal, isn't it? So
yeah.
We need a white in with our pencils.
Oh.
So, of course, it's there. Oh.
There's one more in there.
He's missed one.
Tranquil Blue.
There we go. Tranquil Blue, bit of Alice. Now, because they're in a box, it's obviously it's meant that we've been able to keep the cost down because pencils can be quite expensive. But if you wanted to, I've made pencil roll heads. So all my pencils in together. If you weren't sure how to do that, there is a downloadable free on my website. You can go and have a look at it, and it gives you the size and everything. So if that helps.
So 24 colours, 3.3 mil soft smooth core. You got that premium black edition and pre-sharpened as well for you, ready to rock and roll. Alongside your pens, your tortillons, your pencil, your heptagon frame, and then of course that Dragonfly in there. Should we have a look at some finished samples as well with Sandra whilst we're here?
Okay, I've got a couple of sort of mixed here, so you can see which goes together. So this one is using that frame, but as you can see, it's not really been. It's not a frame anymore. It's a picture in its own right. So that's a really pretty one to do. Again, looking at the shape of the actual card itself and then mixing it in. This you can quite clearly see where the shape is, but you've got this lovely flower design going on. This is just the frame. Look at this.
Wow.
So you can go as crazy as you want. Again, all of these have been designed with that frame as the outset. Then we start to mix in with the Dragonfly. You can see how it just works. Look at this. This is one of the pieces that's in the instructions. So you've got this kind of a shape that you can merge. You see now why I picked the heptagon, and that particular design blends beautifully.
Oh, wow.
But what about curving the Dragonfly? It doesn't have to be straight every time, does it?
Yeah, no, absolutely
And that
not.
lovely ribbon going around. Then this one, same thing, different variation when you look at it. So every time you're drawing, you're going to get something a bit different.
Yeah.
And there, look, as part of the frame being used, so you don't have to use the whole thing. And of course, you've got the smaller little dragonflies going on in there. And then we can go
My
into
goodness, that's
dragonfly
incredible.
with, you know what we just talked about with the ruler and those drops?
Yeah.
This is how we've done this. And having that circle with all the dots, it enables you to draw a perfect curve at the bottom.
Oh, I get you, yeah.
If you wanted to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Another.
Oh.
I mean, look how different. Look at this one. Just lovely, isn't it?
Absolutely
You
incredible. The
can mix
detail
and
in the
match.
wings of that
Exactly.
dragonfly
So
as well.
You do it your way, don't
Yeah.
you? You do it your way. See, look how different that to that. See, we're coming up to the big one at the top here. Look at little flowers instead, but look at ready for this one?
So clever. Oh my goodness.
Oh, hang on.
Work of art. There we go, that way.
So just, you know, putting your own things in the background. You could take elements like this from the woodland, and then you've got your lovely dragonflies sitting within it. It's just beautiful.
There's so many lovely comments coming through. Remember, everything is available for you on the website. If you shop the day, you'll be able to see all of the goodies, including our launch from today as well. A few more comments coming through. Thank you to Mary Shaw, who says, hello, Ben, Sandra and crew. I hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday. We are. It's been a busy Wednesday, but we're having
It's
a fun
sunny
time.
outside as well, isn't it? It's
I haven't
nice.
been outside, is it?
It was early. Well, it was when I got here.
You brought the sunshine with you.
The British weather changes so often.
I know, you never quite know, do you? 1 minute it could be sunny, next minute it could be snowing.
Yeah.
I think that elephant, says Sister P4, is amazing. Alcha's joined us from the Netherlands.
Oh, hi.
Colleen says, what beautiful designs. And Stacey Pamperin says, good morning all from SoCal. It is sunny and warm. Now, something which Sandra touched on a little bit earlier when we were looking at the Menagerie collection is this next set, which is our Quirky frames. So once again, with this, you're going to be getting all of the information, all of the instruction that you need in your booklet, and then you get your set of Quirky frames as well. Going to be so useful, Sandra, and as you've already shown us, it will work really nicely with the Menagerie, won't it?
I know, you're just looking at those shapes and you're like, how on,
Yeah.
how on earth does that do anything? And of course, you don't have to use them just as frames. The idea is they're a little bit different, and it doesn't matter whichever way you use them.
Yeah.
So if you turn them round, you're going to get different again,
Yeah.
and different again. You've got smaller shapes within there. You can do different size frames, but you've got things that you can go in and out. And I like that because it gives it depth, and it with even shape without any shading, you can see if something's going under something, your eye's going to make the decision it's three-dimensional. And that's what we're doing here. But of course, you've got some fantastic little flowers and little variants that you can add in. But of course, you can take that and use it in other projects as well. So it's not just about the frame, it's about the artwork that's going into it as well. They're lovely, aren't they? I love these. It's
They are.
different.
So different, like you say, in those three frames, showing you the kind of things that you can create here. So that's $21.45 if you're in the UK, $30.99. Should we have a look at some finished samples as well?
Absolutely. So I want to show you two variants here. This first one, it's almost like, you know, we sometimes we'll leave pebbles out.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
you draw on them and you leave them
Yeah.
out. So you've got a bit of a pebble sort of vibe going on here. But then using the pencils and a few gel pencils, look at the difference. That's the same stencil. How crazy is that?
That is crazy.
So that's those pencils you've just seen in the background there.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah.
with some shimmer gel pens going on in that as well. What about this one?
That's
I mean,
really
look how
cute.
wonderfully that sets it off. And of course, I've got a little bit of a sentiment going around the frame rather than having it inside. But those flowers are just divine. And then this one. See how I've used the smaller shapes, sort of like taking it away. So you've got little snapshots of what's going on here. But you see how that's going under and over? It already looks three-dimensional before you even start. And then this one again, look, I mean, just having a black frame and bringing some of the inside out.
How did you even come up with these shapes?
I don't know,
Like,
people ask me that.
10%'s gone already, by the way.
That's the same frame. But how would, it doesn't look the same, it's
No.
completely different. And again, I want to just bring these back because we talked about the
there's
menagerie.
the ant.
Look, they're sort of look, I mean, how
They're
lovely is
peering through the window, isn't
they're
it?
looking
Let
through,
us
yeah.
in.
And of course, you've got a lovely sort of little
Aww.
hedgehog as well. So, you know, using the frame differently. So this one, you know, portraits compared to landscape.
Yeah.
there are so many things. And sometimes when you draw something and you think, I love that, but what do I do with it now? Bringing a frame in, but having that little bit of quirkiness with it really changes it up and just makes it fun for you to draw and fun for whoever gets it, as a recipient, as a gift or as a card, that they look at that and think, my goodness me, it's really different. So yeah, I just thought it's just nice, isn't it, to have something a little bit crazy going
absolutely.
on.
There's plenty of choice for you. I know we've got other bits to show you, which we'll get onto a little bit later on. But the Highland Cow silhouette on the show, which a lot of you asked for last time. We've also got Tangly Illusions and also the Seasons collection for you too, which we're going to have a look at in just a second. Lakiette just saying the dragonflies are so beautiful.
Yes.
And Cindy Conley says, goodness, these are gorgeous. I went for the Menagerie bundle, she says. Well done.
You're going to love it.
I hope I can create some of those adorable critters.
You will. You will.
Every set I see, I want. We will certainly dive in. I know Sandra's got lots of demos to show you, but if there's anything particular that you want to see, then feel free to give us a shout and let us know what you want us to be playing with. Just trying to go through everything as fast as we can to start with, so you've seen it all. The Seasons is the next set that we've got for you here, Spring and Autumn Stencil Bundle. So this is $42.90. That is your platinum, well, that is your price rather, here in the UK. And then $60.99 is your price if you're shopping in the US. So you've got your autumn this side, you have got your spring to the other side, and once again, all of these different stencils for you to be working with to create some really absolutely beautiful works of art. I love the fact in here, two of my favourite things that you've included, you've got the daffs in there obviously, and then in this one here, we were chatting before the show, that truck is excellent. We love that.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you could use that for anything, couldn't you?
Yeah.
At the moment, it's got pumpkins in it.
Well, you said load of Christmas tree on the back of it.
Yeah, a Christmas tree on the back of it. You could have one of the little critters on the back of it, couldn't you, if you wanted to?
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's
just
such a
so
cute
much
idea.
fun.
Yeah.
You could really use that for all sorts of things.
And again, full instructions, we'll see finished samples with Sandra, but again, if you're looking at thinking, well, there's no way I'd be able to draw this, you can, because you've got all the stencils that you need to do it, and then the full instructions. And they're so thorough. That's the other thing to say, Sandra, about the instructions that you give to us. It is literally step by step, thorough instructions. So it's very difficult to go wrong, I would imagine.
It is, and is there such a thing as right or wrong?
Well,
I suppose with the truck, if the wheel's a little bit different sizes, then you might think, okay, but everything's in there. As long as you've numbered the stencil, and I refer to those numbers in the instructions, you'll be absolutely fine, honestly. And it doesn't matter what you choose. I think if I was to say start here or start here, I don't know what you like and what you don't. So the Dragonfly is a brilliant one, and that you understand why I've chose that one. But if you like the idea of this one and drawing that truck, the instructions are there from start to finish, and I take you through, draw this, now draw this, now draw that. And before you know it, you're getting it. And then it's up to you as how you decorate it, how you colour it, what you put on it. Well, I mean, look at the first step. Step one is literally, this is the first bit. I think actually I don't use measurements very often, but on this one I've given you a measurement and said draw something so much higher than the first line. Yeah. And then other than that, it isn't about the measurements. It's not about that much accuracy. The stencils are there to give you that structure. If it's a little bit different, as I've said before, it really doesn't matter. It's about you enjoying what you're doing and just having that breath, having that moment. I mean, look at that. You've got two-sized trucks in there, but you can see the truck.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You can see the acorn, I think.
That's it. Acorn. Oh, I can see that. I can see the truck there now. I can see the truck. Yeah. Should we have a look at some finished samples?
Of course, absolutely. So I've got these mixed up because, of course, it's coming all together. Oh. So look at this little. It's the British weather, isn't it? An umbrella had to be in there.
So cute.
But then a little potting shed. Again, you can bring your own little die cuts around, but drawing this, the perspective, there's a shape in there that helps you with that. The watering can, but you can use these things elsewhere. Again, bringing it in with those little woodlands and the critters, you could mix and match. This is just divine.
The wellies are brilliant, aren't they?
Look at that. But again, you could create your own wellies. You could have a family of wellies, and you could change the flowers and that kind of thing in there. A little frame there, but look little mouse hiding in there. So again, you could actually, the stencil shows you the mouse, but you could actually turn it into a bunny, because I've put bunny ears on the stencil as well.
Oh, yeah.
Then you've got your
that's
daffs.
exquisite.
But again, you see, amazing how a frame changes it.
Yeah.
If you wanted to use something like that, and you can do your singles. I mean, look at that. That says spring, doesn't it? Mm. But so does this one.
Absolutely.
How lovely. And of course, we've got another wellies here.
Yeah.
A little butterflies going all around. And then, of course, you've got your daffs. I mean, they're just divine. How do you draw that from a few shapes? There it is.
There's the truck. We love that.
There it is.
The sunflowers.
There's the truck. And then, of course, this is just beautiful. We actually did this design, and this is where it kind of comes from in a class. We did it on a wooden board.
Yeah.
And you can see just all those lovely meadow flowers. You can mix them and bring them anywhere, but of course, they've got your two little mice there. Beautiful. Pumpkin, of course, goes without saying. Again, you've got that lovely foliage around it. But look at the difference between this one and this one. How different the vibes can be.
Yeah.
Compared to what it is you want to draw. I mean, look at that one.
That's incredible.
So you see, you can go wherever you want to go with it. I'm going to teach you how to draw it, but then it's whatever you want to do with it.
Well, like you say, whether you're more, into your colouring with your pencils, whether you like your, your tri-blend, whether you want to colour more with your watercolour pens and pencils, it is entirely up to you. The comments are flying through. Very busy for this collection. Again, apologies for those of you shopping in the US who are struggling with tariffs. You shouldn't be getting charged those. We are looking into that as fast as we can. So keep your order in your basket. All will be well. As soon as we are ready to go with that, we'll let you know. Goodness, these are gorgeous, says Cindy. Lois says, sorry I'm late. Hello, everyone from Ohio. Good to have you with us.
Oh, hi.
And Sister P4 says, those who receive these cards will be framing them. 100%.
Absolutely, yeah. Because you've given your time. That's the main thing. You take your time to actually draw this. You're getting the pleasure from it. But then you also get the pleasure from giving it to somebody. And then they've got it in their hallway because they've got it in a frame.
Yeah.
And every time you go around, they go, I can't believe you drew that. And
yeah,
I know. And you get that feeling again of just, oh my goodness me. It's like, I can't believe I did that. That's amazing. And it's just lovely.
And it's like you said, like the nature of Sanntangle and what you do, nature of tangling means that whatever you do will be unique to you on that particular time you did it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I've gone back to the menagerie, the critters. If you've got a friend, like I have, Leslie's got pink hair, you could do the hedgehog and you could put pink bits on the end, couldn't you, that actually matches your friend. And the little eyes, and that you can make them into eyelashes and things. So you can have to change the characteristics to suit who you're sending it to. It's so unique. They're lovely. And
what I've loved about this show so far, and don't worry, we've got another hour later on with Sandra tonight from 5, and obviously we've got another hour here as well. You've got such a different range of things that you can draw, things that you can tangle here. So we've had, beautiful creatures, we've had stunning frames, we've had the different seasons in there as well, and we go from that to something which is just, well, out of this world, maybe. Dare I say it, some of these even a little bit trippy.
But that's the fun of them.
I know.
They're
Look
amazing.
at the designs here. So this is your Tangly illusions. Have I got the right ones here?
That's boot 1, yeah?
Yeah. But take a look at the designs front and back here. These are absolutely incredible. You've also, goodness me, look at book number 2 here of the Tangly illusions. Yeah, we'll get the details up. This one makes I don't know, it's almost like dream-like that, isn't it? Like something you see in your dreams.
It certainly is, isn't it? It's one of those things that, where does it start? Where does it end?
Yeah.
I mean, the triangle, for example.
I know.
How does that happen?
And again, all done from the
look at that.
templates
How does that happen?
Well, I don't know. I'm looking forward to finding out the answer to that when we get into it. But it's incredible, isn't it? And then look at, this, I think probably out of the 3, Tangly Illusions set number 3. Again, take a blooming look at these designs.
Wow.
Incredible. And all achievable. I don't want people to think and go, oh, well, actually, these do look very technical. I won't be able to do these.
No,
these are achievable for all again, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm going to be showing you how to do it. I can't show you all of them, but I can try and get through some demos. Look at that. Everything is step by step. Everything.
$48.95 is the price on this here in the UK, $69.99. And listen, you know, we'll have a look at some finished samples with Sandra, but we've got an hour after this hour and another hour later on. So if you want us to concentrate more on the Menagerie, we can. If you want us to do more of the seasons, we can. If you want to delve more into the Tangly illusions, we can. You just let us know. That's why we're here. We're interactive, we're live. Sandra's very happy to demonstrate whatever you want to see. But let's have a look at some samples because these are going to be incredible.
Okay, here we go. So not only with this one do you see how to draw the shape. Let me just move it slightly. But I also show you how to do that lovely sort of galaxy in the middle. You see how it kind of feels like it wants to move. But that design, we could change it for this.
Oh, that is, that's almost like, does anyone else like seeing like a dragon's eye there?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's have a look at our
triangle.
triangle.
Oh my goodness me. Look at this. That's incredible, like totally
it's all to do with the shading,
3D
honestly.
illusion going on there.
Here we
Look at this. That's so weird, like watching that come to life as you tilt it.
It's flat.
Can I just, right. just to check there's no skullduggery going on here.
No, there's no all yours.
It is flat, you know.
It's completely flat. Completely flat.
That is is this?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, look at that.
That is too much.
That is ace, isn't it?
Like, I obviously know that is flat because I've just touched it, but then I'm looking at on the screen like you're looking at it, and my brain can't compute that.
That's just the first one. That's just the first set.
I'll go for a lie down.
So you can mix and match them a little bit, of course, so you can start to create slightly different variants within that. Look at the shapes there.
Wow.
But then let's move on to set 2. Look at this one.
I mean, that is just incredible.
Right, ready for this one?
No, I don't think I am. Oh, no way. That is crazy. Just go on the side, tilt it at the side. That is crazy.
Look at that. And then we've got ins and outs. How does that work? Where does that go from? So many things, and the more you look, the more detail.
Absolutely.
But then let's have a look at this. I mean, look at this one. Look at that. Look at them.
So producer Johnny's going, that's not flat. That's not flat.
But if we bring this one in as a card.
Yeah. Oh, never.
Yeah. But what if you think, well, okay, these are great in black and white, but let's have a look at them in colour.
Oh, my goodness me.
So, that's a little bit trippy. Look at those.
The one on the bottom there.
Look at that.
The yellow and black.
Yeah, look at that.
That's
I mean, look, that's folded paper. It's not, it's flat. But look, swirls.
My goodness. I think I've found my favourite bundle here. What say you at home? Let us know in the comments. What's your favourite bundle? What one are you going for?
Look at that.
Incredible.
And we've got lovely little squares going on.
Oh, that's so clever the way that's made up.
I mean, that looks like it's folded over, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
But then again, look at this one. Same stencil.
Yeah.
Look at the background there. Then look at this one. Where does that happen? And then, of course, you've got to go in for the trippy one. Look at that.
Well, that is ridiculous. That looks... I'm going to have to come over again. I'm sorry, this one particularly.
It's completely flat, but look at it.
That is just bonkers.
Yeah. But it's something a little bit different, isn't it? You can have a bit of fun with. That's going to follow you around the room, that one. But they're so much fun. They're so much fun. Of course, we've got a bit of a mixture there, but this one, look, we've actually got the... Look at that.
What on earth is going on today? This is crazy.
So again, I couldn't decide which one I liked the best.
Yeah.
So we thought, let's just put them all together and you've got everything. You are going to have so much fun with this. And then, imagine, sitting there with your friends, bit of a glass of wine.
Glass of wine.
Who knows? They're fun. They're so much fun. Different, but fun.
Absolutely. And again, for those of you who already tangle, who love Sandra, who love her products, who love Sanntangle, the brand, you know, you'll just be jumping in because you know how accessible and how craftable, you know, this craft is. For those of you who are new to it, get involved, have fun with this. It's very mindful, very relaxing, and speak to everybody else who's chatting in the comments about this amazing craft. I like the spring and autumn collection, says Anne. And Jen Shank says, I'll always be mesmerised by illusion art. This is so very cool. And Pat says, thank you. Oh, Pat says, thank you. It looks like they've fixed the tariff issue for the state, says Pat. She says, I simply love the collections and my daughter is into the Highland cows, so those sets were perfect for me. We can look at those as well in just a little bit for you, the Highland cow and the silhouettes. Hi to Linda from Maryland, and Stephanie says, hi Ben, Sandra and friends from Farmingdale, New Jersey. Thank you, Pat. Fellow US viewers, can you also just give me a shout? Let me know if yours is fixed as well, because it seems like Pat is saying it's fixed. Can you let me know if you're trying to check out and yours is fixed, so we can just breathe a sigh of relief. In the meantime, we are going to take a break for 4 or 5 minutes. We're nearly halfway through the show, so let's get cracking. We'll meet you back here in 5, and Sandra's going to show you some demos. We'll see you in a moment.
Hi Crafty Peeps, Victoria here. I love Crafters TV because it shows you the best tips and tricks on how to use your crafty stash. It also connects you with people from all over the world, and nowhere else on Shopping TV you have the opportunity to live chat with other people from the other side of the world, for example, and laugh with them and be there for them when they're having a tough time. But also know that when you're having a tough time, you can switch on Crafters TV and you can go on the live chat, and you know people will be there for you as well. And when you're having a bad time and not feeling well, when you're a bit down in the dumpster and you know Crafters TV is going to be on, there's going to be some laughters and there's going to be some fun. And the banter going on between the demonstrators and the demonstrators is just really fun and really good, and sometimes the only laugh you will get when you're not feeling well. So that's personally why I love Crafters TV the most. It's the connection, the personal connection with everyone that's involved in Crafters TV and all the other crafters out there. So thank you, Sarah, from the bottom of my heart for coming up with Crafters TV and for bringing all the good fun and all the crafty tips to us. Yes, thank you. Keep up the good work, and I love you. Bye.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members-only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products, and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro that you spend. And the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
My favourite part is the interaction we can have with the lovely presenters.
The laughter and the giggles and the dressing up and the jokes.
Really fun and really good, and sometimes the only laugh you will get when you're not feeling well.
There's a personal connection with the presenters and the demonstrators.
The inspiration and clear instruction is patiently presented.
I love everyone that I have come to know on Crafters TV.
Well, you got two comedians, Dan and Craig. They're not comedians really, they're brilliant.
Presenters are great.
Demonstrators are great.
Number one is the enjoyment I get from watching Ben and all of the demonstrators making the projects.
You are all so down to earth and genuine people, always willing to share and help.
Personal connection with everyone that's involved in Crafters TV.
For me, they have become my friend, creating a personal connection and making you feel part of a crafting family.
And get me a chuckle. It just feels like you're right there in my living room.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for checking out your carts. Thank you, Cindy, who says, no tariff issues. I've just placed my second order. That's marvellous, isn't it? Keep trying if you're struggling. It should all be working. And we've certainly had a few messages now from our US viewers saying that things are fine. Good afternoon, Jane McGill of Ray. He says, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are all well. Lots of love for the spring and autumn collection coming through, and certainly lots of people chatting about the illusion art. Just before we get on to a demo with Sandra, we're going to have a look at the Menagerie collection. There's one more collection we haven't shown you, which is the silhouettes. And actually, we talked about these briefly last time Sandra was in, because I remember we were talking about the Highland cow who comes in this particular collection. So within this set, you've got your Highland cow silhouette. Again, all of your instructions, all of your templates in there as well, your stencils as well. So there's your Highland cow. You've got your hearts and wings. You are also going to be receiving, which I think is super cute, the cat silhouette. And again, plenty of designs in there for you. It's got a bit of a sort of like a Moroccan feel, that one, hasn't it?
It has a bit of a vibe, hasn't it?
And then lastly, I think my favourite in this set is the raven silhouette that comes in that, well, it's like a cage, isn't it?
It's like a little bird cage, yeah, with a little bit of a forest behind it. So you could go as pretty as you like, or you can go quite sort of, not sinister, but slightly more gothic.
Grungy. Yeah, gothic.
Yeah.
Have you got some samples of this?
I've got some, yeah. They're a bit mixed up, but again, they're all in the same bundle.
Yes.
So these are a little bit different because they're not about you drawing. You can draw through them or you can ink through them, but it's not about you starting from a basic shape and things like that. It just gives you a little bit of something additional. So you see here, I've got the bit of tangles going on underneath there.
Yeah.
So it's got a little bit in there, and a bit of pencil shading brings it out as well. But that's really quite a pretty one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely sort of little vibes. But then you can go...
Oh yeah,
slightly more realistic. Well, a couple of little bats going on
Gothic,
in there.
Halloween-y almost.
Yeah, lots of little shapes and patterns, you know, that's synonymous with Sanntangle. But if you want to do just the bird cage, you can do just the bird cage. If you want to bring your dies in and have a bit of a play with that one. But then again, you've got a slightly different variant, so you can swap it around. Then you've got your cat.
Yes, I love that.
Look at these, really nice. So that's sort of encompassing all the different features there if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Or you can just use single elements of it.
Love it.
And mix that in. He's just the cat on its own. And then, of course, rather than you tangling in it, you've got the actual little shapes that you can... You've already getting the tangling, but you can ink through.
Yeah.
It just gives you a bit of confidence if you're not so sure. I mean, these are just beautiful.
Oh, I love
Look
that.
At this one. How sweet is that? Just inking it outside it rather than inside. So nice bit of a play. And again there, you can see this one, it's been drawn through with the stencil, but then each little shape has been coloured, so you've got that tangly appearance.
Yeah.
So you can go different ways. The wings, the hearts and
wow,
wings.
that's incredible.
How beautiful is that?
That is beautiful.
So you've got the wing. The wings, actually, the heart and wings this is in memory of my sister.
Oh, is it?
Who passed quite a few years ago now, bless her. But the wings are part of my logo and part of what she's there with me. You see this one, this one's been inked through, but then it's been tangled, so I've got this lovely shading going on in there. Little bits of inking around the top there.
Create a real 3D effect with the
absolutely
as well.
And the same with a little bit of pencil. It just makes all the difference.
Yeah.
But this is just from one stencil. Look at these.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Even the small hearts. But if you don't want to do hearts, you can create a little flower with it. And then here I've used just half of them. So
oh,
you've got
right,
just
okay.
the two.
Yeah.
Really subtle, and I've done my own little bit of tangling around there. Backgrounds. If you want to do that, say there's a dragonfly that's coming in. I think that's one of yours, actually.
Oh, yes, I think it is from the Dancing Dragonflies collection.
It is, there it is. And then, of course, I've added some tangling around. Then again, a bit of an inking.
Yeah, I love that.
And then tangling on the underneath.
Yeah.
Again, a little bit of a background design there. Look at that. So many of these. This is all with one. Look, just the wings if you want to do that. But look at this.
So
How
many
sweet is
possibilities.
this?
Oh, I love that with the heart.
Little heart balloon. Bit of a
Just a bit
tangling in there.
tangling inside.
Not much. But then you can go really different if you want. Change them up a little bit. Look at that for a key. And then, of course,
Absolutely
there's
incredible.
our Highland cow.
Yeah, the cow's great, isn't it?
There we are. Look, but again, you can go realistic or you can go completely a bit crazy.
Again, people have been talking
Really
about some of the pieces you've shown. I like that Highland cow particularly. You think to yourself, receive that. You're getting a frame when you're putting that on the wall, aren't you?
Yeah.
Just beautiful. The new silhouettes bundle is $59.99 for all of that collection, or $78.99 if you want to jump in and grab that. Remember, all of this new to us here on Crafters TV, so please feel free to jump in and grab any questions or anything that you want to see. If we don't get a chance to do it in this next hour, as I mentioned, Sandra and I will be back at 5 o'clock for another hour tonight, so we can certainly stack up those requests and get them done in that show. Kathy Libsey says, never thought I could draw, but with Sandra's stencils and teaching methods, I've been able to create some lovely art pieces. Can't thank Sandra enough because she is amazing, says Kathy.
Oh, thanks. So are you for trying it, honestly. I know it can look at home, if you've ever done this before, it can look a bit scary and a little bit overwhelming, but I'm hoping to show you some demos and sort of take that little bit of nervous or uneasiness away and just sort of let's go for it. I'm going to draw these little bits from scratch so you can see exactly how it's done.
So we're going to have a look at the Menagerie bundle. Over 20% of the stock of this is already gone. $89.99 UK price, $123.99. That's your free shipping as well, isn't it? I think currently, or certainly close to your free shipping in the US. This is what you're going to be creating with this bundle. So the cute amphibian rainforest frog and the chameleon in there. You've also got the absolutely stunning elephant and the giraffe. Then we go all kind of cutesy with the little ant. You've got the snail, who I think is one of my favourites. I don't know why, as I said earlier on, I think he's a Terence for some reason. You've got your bumblebee in there. You've got all of your woodland characters. So you've got the raccoon. You've got that cute little rabbit, and you've got your hedgehog, and then of course we give you the backgrounds in there as well, so you've got lots of like foliage and the leaves and the florals in there too, and all of the instructions, all the step-by-steps guides, all created by the super talented Sandra, who's now going to take you through and just show you how you can get started with these. Did we say we're going to have a look at the snail?
Yeah, we'll start small. We'll do the snail. First things first then. When you get this, you need to number your stencil to match. What I've done with this one is I've even given you some hints as to what's what. So here's the dragonfly, here's the snail. You've got two sizes of the snail. Here's the flowers. Just to give you a heads up, you don't have to start at the beginning. So you think, okay, there's the bee, there's the ant, here's the snail, and then if we move along, look, you've got the dragonfly on a flower, the fly at the far end. So let's go to that little snail. Okay, so let's have a look at how many steps. 14 steps.
Okay.
So I'm going to put that to one side because I'm going to use the stencil. You can see how I do it. So I'm going to do this this little one here. So I say two sizes. So let's have a look. It says start off with. I'm going to draw around this. Notice, look, I'm using my pencil.
Yeah.
Because it's construction. So we want to make sure that before we go straight in with pen, you see automatically then I moved it.
Yeah.
This snail isn't joined together.
No.
Because I want you to decide where these little bits and pieces go. So I'm drawing it here to the left and I'm leaving a little bit of a gap.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to draw that one exactly kind of where it is. So I've got that shape. Just looks like shapes at the minute. Doesn't look like much at all. So this one here, because I've left a gap here, I'm going to come down and I'm going to put some curves in there. So it starts to join together. And then I'm going to turn my page round across the bottom here. I'm going to draw myself a wavy line. Okay?
Yeah.
Then I want to join that to that, so it's forming like a bit of a triangle shape. So I'm choosing how long or how short. You can even look, put a little curl on the end if you want to.
Yeah.
Again, it's starting to build its own little characters, isn't it? Okay. Just going to move this into here. So creating a little bit of a bottom shape there, and then I'm going to get rid of that line because I don't need it anymore. It's part of the stencil. You see, I could have very easily just sort of drawn that shape and said draw around it, but that's, you know, you've got your little smile now, you've got the little lips going in. Yeah, it's just so cute. Yeah. Okay, so eyes. Now in the instructions it does tell you the numbers, but you can do whatever size you like. So let's go, should we go with real big eyes?
Tell you what, we may be drawing a snail, but the stock is not going at snail pace. We are 25% of the stock gone now. Could go in this hour. Oh, so these are these little eyes that are going to be on the little on the stalks.
Yeah. See, they're just fun already.
Yeah.
Okay, let's join them.
Yeah.
Like that. And then here I'm going to bring a line across. And bring a line across. Okay. You don't really need that bit there. So again, I've cut a little bit of my rubber up because I want to take those lines out. So you only need part of that. This is why we do, we do it all in pencil. Yeah. There we go. There we are. So I could draw the little eye in freehand, but, I've got little shapes here. I could use those, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Let's put that in there. Just going to put a little bubble in. And while it's there, I'm going to just fill it in so I can see it. Now, again, depending on where you put that little white highlight.
I'm laughing because he's so cute. Look how he's coming to life. Terence, the snail.
There we go. Look. Let's put a little
This is brilliant.
lash on the end.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
That is so cool.
Look, we're already at step 8 and we've had so much fun already. So let's have a look at the next bit. We need to sort of do the snail section.
Yes.
Now, this is a bit of controversy. You can either start in the middle and go out, or you can start out and go in.
What do you prefer to do?
I'm pretty much of an in going out, but I'm just going to sort of challenge myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to go out first. Now, if you're not sure, and this is something that you think, oh, I never draw a swirl, imagine drawing it first. So I'm going to start from here, and I'm going to imagine drawing it.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I've not touched the paper at all. Look, I'm coming back round now.
Yeah.
I'm imagining it. Then what I can do is I can come in and I can put dotted lines where I've just been.
Yeah.
And then I could come back out. It's only in pencil, isn't it? It's no big deal. There it is.
Go.
So don't think you've got to go straight in. And Sandra's really confident. Sandra does this a lot, so
she does do
doing
it a lot,
it that way really helps. Okay, so the next little bit then, next step is we're going to put curves in. So let's put curves in. Now, it doesn't matter which way they go, as long as once you've decided they all go the same way.
Yeah.
There we go. And you notice as well, I'm leaving a bit of a gap between the first one and the second one. They sort of kind of interlocking a little bit. So there's my little shape. I mean, he's there already, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
But we want to have a little bit of sort of plants in front. So let's put some plants in front. So I've got some little wavy lines.
What do you tend to colour with afterwards? Like, what is your sort of like go-to medium? Are you more pencils, pens, or?
Goodness me. Honestly, it depends what mood I'm in.
Yeah.
I do love alcohol markers.
Yeah.
I really love alcohol markers. And they're nice. But I have got my own range of coloured pencils. Obviously, they're nice.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mix and match. Anything, whatever. Watercolour pencils are really nice. If you want to do something slightly more, realistic.
Yeah.
That's why rather than sort of drawing this and then drawing it in pen, just draw it and then go in with watercolour.
Yeah.
And it looks more realistic. It doesn't look like you've drawn it. It looks like you've painted it.
Yeah.
See, so I've got those little sort of flowers going in. Got some little loops coming up like so.
And how do you? I'm sure people will be asking, interested to know. How do you come up with the different ideas? How do you come up with the different characters? Is it just from a case of you'll just be sat there and you will just start doodling and these characters come to life, or do you have an idea in mind when you start creating ranges? I
think certainly with these ones in particular, I started to sketch. I like to sketch in the evening, and I don't watch TV. I'm sat listening to TV, and sometimes it's whatever came. I think it was the frog first.
Right.
I wanted to do something rainforest-like.
Yeah.
So I drew the frog, and then came the chameleon, and then it was like, well, okay, what do we find in this country? I mean, so you go to woodlands.
Yeah. And
things like that. See, look, I've not put any extra pencil on there to blend. I'm purely blending what's already there with my tortilla. And that's how this particular one came about. Sometimes I'll have a plan. I think, do you know what, I want to do this particular theme. So I'll start sort of working on that. Look at that. So, you bring whatever your own colours in, but it's just nice sometimes. I mean, that didn't take long, did it, at all? I know I've drawn it before, but honestly, you've got this covered. You can do that.
Does it, a silly question, but I don't mind asking a silly question. The tortillon works with all types of pencil, does it?
It depends. It does work. Whatever you do with a tortillon, it will smudge or move your pencil. If you are working with a regular HB pencil, which, have I got one here? I bet I have. Just bear with me a second. Hang on, I'm all organised, but I think it's worth showing you this. Okay. See, everything, look, everything's all tidy and all in its set and everything. All right, here we go. A HB pencil. If I use a HB pencil and I use a regular printer paper.
Yeah.
Here we go. And if I just draw a little bit on there. It will move it.
Yeah.
But you can still see what's going on underneath. You could still see the line of that HB.
Yeah.
If I come in with my 2B pencil and do the same thing. Now, bear in mind, this is regular printer paper. So again, it's going to move it. It's going to be a bit darker. But again, you notice that I can move it a bit more, but you can kind of still see the lines. And that's what I would expect with regular paper. If you move on to cartridge paper, which is what this is, just to use the back of this piece, and I use a HB, and I'll put the 2B in as well. I'll actually put mine in the middle as well, my B. There you go. It will move, but this time you're kind of losing the original lines. It's starting to all blend together. So depends how much you want to blend it. See, the HB is, it's because I've got graphite on there. It's probably, have I got a clean on?
30% of this bundle gone now. Very busy for it.
The HB's not moving much more. Whereas my B, I could get it to move even more, look.
Yeah.
Whereas the 2B will move even more.
Yeah.
So it's down to, yes, it will move, whatever pencil you use, but it's down to the type of pencil. So anything that's got a B after it.
Yeah.
So not necessarily the HBs, sort of, imagine that being neutral. Then your Bs go from B to 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, and then you get into artistic forms. The H's get harder and harder, so you don't want to be using a H pencil, and you want a decent cartridge paper. Cartridge paper's got a little bit of a tooth to it, a little bit of movement. It's not watercolour, but it's not completely smooth and plain. It'll actually blend better. So hopefully that answers your question.
Oh, I'm glad I asked that now. If you've got any other questions to fire through, feel free to do so. Cute Snail, says Stephanie Theodos. And I simply love the wings with the heart, says Pat. That actually would be a lovely tattoo. It would be a lovely tattoo, that. So that might be a happy 70th birthday to myself in a few weeks. Oh, you're going to get a tattoo for your 70th birthday, Pat? I love that idea. Why not? Why not? Jen says, decisions. Picking which sets I wanted was hard. I loved them all. I ended up getting the Menagerie bundle, nice. The Quirky frames, nice. The ruler and the From the Heart, which we have got actually left over from last time. Some of those previous bundles. So shop the day for that. I did From the Heart's in there, isn't it? Shoes and bags. Back to class, secret keyhole, written in the stars. Have a good look on the shop today. You'll see all of those, what is left. Just wanted to quickly show you as well the mechanical pencil. That's been proving very, very popular indeed. And what a great gift idea this is too. It's beautifully cased in that Sanntangle box for you. A quarter of the stock of what we have has already disappeared. £21.99. $29.99 is your price on this. This was the one you were just using, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
So again, if I show you that beautiful pencil with that mechanical action, if you like, and you're going to get your 12 extra, I want to say leads, but we're not saying leads, graphite.
We all know it as lead, yeah, but it's not lead, it's graphite.
Yeah. So as you were saying, like once they do run out, eventually, it's easy to pick up replacements, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. And you notice at the top, it says 0.5.
Yeah.
That gives you the size of your replacement. So all you've got to do then is you take the top off, you take the little rubber out at the top as well, and you pop a new one in. Job done. But so you can change it, you can put any in, any you like. You get 12 in there. So it's gonna last you a while.
Absolutely, and beautifully presented in that box for you as well. But do be quick, because that has been proving very, very popular indeed. And also, just talk us around this ruler, because this has been proving very popular. And I said it earlier on, when is a ruler not a ruler? When it is a red ruler, it might be the weirdest looking ruler that you've seen, but there's obviously a purpose to everything on there, isn't there?
There absolutely is, yes. You've got your ruler as you would expect,
yeah.
with centimetres on there. You've got the millimetres marked as well. You've got the circles, which are really important for flowers, cogs, you know, everything that you would imagine we're going to sort of draw in Sanntangle. Circles are at the heart of it. The one at the far end where you've got the dots, I'll show you how to do that actually. You can add little droplets and things like that to pieces of art. So yeah. I'll mix that in with the Dragonfly next. Yes, you've got the holes there. Of course, they'll fit into our folders, our kind of thing, so yeah. You could do that. Corners, you've got different corners, yeah. So you could have slightly rounded, slightly square, you could have indented ones. Just gives you a little bit of everything in one tool, so you're not swapping about all the time for it.
Very busy for this one as well. What did you say the stock update on this was, Johnny? So a third of the stock of the red ruler has gone. You requested it last time, so Sandra has brought it. That's why it's been very popular. And you'll see the savings that you're making here. So you'll know when we have our crafty friends come in, you don't get Club Inspired, but they always bring you brilliant prices. So So here you are seeing the discount at £6.99, $10.79, and tariff-free as well. That has been fixed now on the website for our US viewers, which is great news for you guys if you want to start shopping, which is brilliant. I love Sanntangle, says I was just working with my bee box last week, and I have ordered a few more collections today.
Oh, thank you.
Helen says, is cartridge paper which we would normally buy for the printer for the laptop?
No. No, cartridge paper, you want it, if you buy something for your printer, you're normally working with something for about 80 GSM.
Yeah.
If you're working with cartridge paper, it's got a bit more of a tooth to it. So if I actually, let me just wobble my printer paper.
Right.
Yeah, cartridge.
Right, okay.
You hear the weight difference. This is 170 GSM.
170.
And you can, I mean, that's quite smooth,
yeah.
Where this, you've got a bit of a scratch to it. It's got just a little bit of a surface in there. And it just means it helps. If you're in the States, the one that I found that is the closest, you could use the Nina card. That would work really well. Yep. But there's a card out in the States called Canson.
Right.
Card stock. So have a look at that as well. I think what you have to do is you have to try different things. But this really is great for practice. But it's a no-no for actually creating your works of art, because you're going to draw those beautiful things, and as I showed you with the pencil and the shading earlier, it's not going to quite give you the result you want. It's great for practice, as I say, for your drawing, but get yourself something decent to sort of work on when you're doing your artwork.
The Dragonfly Starter Bundle has also proved very, very popular indeed. You've got within this set, obviously, your 24 coloured pencils. Again, if you want to see those in more detail, we can certainly show those out of the box in just a little bit. Just keen to show you some more demos. You get your tortillons in there, you've got your 2B pencil, and you get your 3 fine liners included as well. Are these 0.3? Yeah, 0.3. Yeah. So you get 3 of those included as well. And then alongside that, of course, you are going to receive your Dragonfly booklet, so you can create and tangle all of these fantastic designs. This on the back here, again, just shows you the stencil which you're going to be receiving. I mean, some fantastic designs there to allow you to be able to follow all the instructions within the booklet to be able to create the most stunning effects, and as I say, to tangle all of the different elements within that. And then you're also going to get your heptagon frames as well, 7 sides. And yeah, again, something which you can use alongside your Dragonflies. And I would imagine this is, again, something which you use alongside a lot of the other collections that you've got,
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So even if you brought the bags and shoes last time,
yeah,
you could draw a shoe and then have this as a frame around, not necessarily around the whole thing. I would be putting it around one side of it. So you've got that lovely shoe as the main thing, and then you've got your frame. But you could sit flowers on there. Of course, you could bring those lovely little critters and the woodland collection in there as well. Anything, even if you wanted to do, you know, last time we brought Written in the Stars.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do, you know, that lovely moon shape, look like a marble.
Oh, yeah.
You could integrate that into this shape as well. So it's a frame, but it's also, if you wanted to do a full piece of it and create a mandala, My goodness me, what a great shape that's going to be to do. It's just great to play with.
We've got about 35 minutes left. I can't believe the time is flying. Should we have a look at the Dragonfly with you, Sandra?
Okay, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna draw a bit of the Dragonfly. Then I want to move on to the frame and show you how they would sort of work together. I'm also going to try and sneak in this ruler so you can see how those dots
that'd be
work.
good.
Okay, first things then. I'm going to put myself a bit of a curve on. Yeah, I'm going to use one of these shapes to help me. I'm going to go in with that pencil there, just as a bit of a guide. Okay, so don't need much more than that. And what I'm going to do is start with the body. Now, I'm not going to follow the instructions per se. I'm going to show you how to draw a dragonfly, and this is how easy we can sort of get this to work. You've got two different head shapes here, different body shapes, so you can sort of play with it a little bit. And I'm pretty confident. I'm going to go straight in with a pen. Here we go. There's the head. Let's give it a little bit of a body shape. I'm going to use this one. So you see, I'm using that curve as a guideline. See, I'm starting to draw it on there. So I've got these little shapes here. So let's do this one. Let's put that one in there. So I can put as many of these in as I want. There we go. And let's put another one in. And then I'm going to switch to the smaller one. Work my way around. So I can make it as long or as small as I want to do. Look at this. Let's put a little dot at the bottom there, just to sort of finish it off. So it's my design, isn't it? My choice. So then I've got some wings. All these are all different wing shapes. You've got two different sizes, so you can choose what you want to do. I'm going to go in with this one just purely because I'm a little bit close to the edge of my cardstock there, so that's okay. So I'm going to put this one in here. Let's go in there. Notice as well, I've gone over the body there.
Yeah.
And what I want to do is I want to create that on the other side. So if I draw in that head shape and maybe that point there on the body, turn it over, line it up, because I can see underneath. There you go, line it up. Could do the same there. Let's have a look. There it is.
Yeah, so good.
I'm going to use the same shape. You can mix and match, you can do what you like, because it's your design. So there, again, I could match it up, but I'm going to just do it by visual. There we go. All right, there we go. To that one. Look how quick that was.
Perfect, yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, you can split it up. You can do different designs with it. So maybe I'm going to do that there, that there, that there. See, a lot of the time I'll do the same thing. So that's kind of almost like a muscle memory.
Yeah.
So curve, 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 curve. I wouldn't do one and then draw everything and then come back to the next and then do the next. You would kind of do it all at the same time. So if I'm going to put stripes in there, look.
Yeah.
Stripes in there, stripes in there, stripes in there. So you can see how that builds up pretty easily.
Yes.
So let's have a look at this little ruler and how this would kind of work.
Here we go.
So let's have a look. Just sort of see through there. Let's go on this one. And again, I'm going to use pencil just to start with. And I want to, as best as I can, make sure it's vertical. So look at my space here, my distance. It looks pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So let's have a look and put some little dots in. There we are. I'm sort of drawing it round. Drawing all of them in. Do that one as well. You see? So I've got a line of dots.
Yeah, good.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up that bottom dot there. There we go. At the 9 o'clock position with this outer shape, because I've got different sizes. I'm going to draw them in all the way along to 3 o'clock. See? And then I'm going to line that one up with that one. Again, just checking.
I was just joining it up now.
This is why I've done it in pencil.
Yeah.
Right, and then I'm just going to sort of draw it quickly. You know, you could do this with glitter, couldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Little droplets, whatever you want to do.
Little embellishments, glitter glues you could use. 40% of the ruler's gone, by the way, now. People really seeing the benefit of having this.
So if I then use my ruler to help me, if I join them up, put my curve in, there we go. You see, because this is all in one ruler, it just means everything's there, but it's not in the way.
Yeah.
You know, like some things you think, oh, it's just, I can't get to it or whatever. Let's draw that in. And then let's go with Let's have a look. Put myself a little.
It's so
line
clever
there.
because that effect that you've drawn there has given that sort of feeling of movement to the dragonfly.
Yeah.
It's really clever.
Let's put that one in. So you see how you're getting that perfect curve at the bottom. I mean, of course, it's only going to go at a certain size, but it's all that you need for a smaller piece.
Yeah.
On the dragonfly, you do have a larger version of it. So if I put that down there, I'm going to put something underneath it that you can perhaps see in a second. There you go. You see you've got the shape there, and on this one, you've got the vertical. So you've got the same sort of thing going on, but it just works.
Yeah.
It just works. Anyway, so that's your dragonfly. So you can sit and play with that. I've got one here I've done a bit more work on. It's obviously going to be different. Here we are, look.
Oh, that is crazy good. Look at that.
So I've used, here we go. Which shape did I use this shape. That shape there, look. There it is. And of course I've done the head and the body in exactly the same way as I did this one. It's just lovely, isn't it? So that's my dragonfly. But of course I've given you the hexagon, sorry, the heptagon.
Heptagon.
So
is this new as well? Crafty Annie's just asking. I know it's new to us, but is the dragonfly a new range from you?
It's not as new as the Menagerie.
Right.
So it has been around for just a little while, but it's one I put it together because if you've never done it before, it's going to sort of work for everybody. It's something that everybody loves. Yeah, butterflies are nice, but dragonflies nice as well.
Yeah.
We've got that transformation view, so you can go very spiritual with it.
Yeah,
or you can
absolutely.
go really fun and add flowers in.
Yeah.
It's just kind of another critter, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's just really lovely. So, okay, what I've done, I've started it off here, is I've gone to my frame and I've drawn around some of the outer shapes. Just 1 second, I've got my... You know when you've got everything planned and organised, and then you haven't anymore? Here we are.
It's fine.
So, okay, there's my little instructions. It shows you 2 different frames, but let's move that out of the way, and here's my shape. So what you've got is, you've got a 2-inch going all the way up to an 8 by 8 inch, and you've got dots in every one. You don't need to mark the dots in every one, you just need to mark the dots where is relevant. So if you were drawing something this small, you wouldn't want to mark the dots up here, would you? No. So I've given you dots all the way through. So here it is. I've got 1, 2, 3 different sort of levels, and my dots, look, I've put in the middle. You would do this in pencil normally. I've only done it in pen so you can see it. It's quite clear.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing that you would do is you would come in with, let's see, do I have a lighter colour pen? Here we go. Bear with me a second. And of course, here's that ruler comes in because it's going to be used as a ruler.
That's crazy, isn't it? A ruler that can be used as a ruler.
So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to go through the middle because I'm kind of wanted to make it as a frame. So I'm joining that dot to the middle, see? And then I might as well do that one at the same time because my dots are matching. So I'm only going to do part of it because, of course, once you've got the idea, into there, and this one. So you see, as I move, each time I move to the next dot.
Yeah.
So this dot's gone to the left, see, and the ruler here's moved to the right.
Yeah.
All the way along. And what that's doing is it's giving me smaller sections. Just do this one and you can see what I mean then. You see, so it's giving me smaller sections within which to work. So if I put that to one side, I'll come back in with my pen. So I just want to make sure, I'm giving you the right shape because otherwise I'll just make it up as I go along. But that's the fun of it. Start with the point, start with the middle bit, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a curve like this in that top one. And I'm going to miss one, I'm going to do a curve. Miss, do a curve, miss, do a curve.
20% of this bundle's gone now.
Put that
Very
one on
busy.
there. So then I'm just going to move that around. So I'm going to come back. Look, now remember me saying about muscle memory and just remembering. So all my curves, let's see, it'll be the same that side. Okay, now you could change the shape of that. You don't have to keep it that. Like so. So go all the way around, you get the idea. And then from here, I'm going to come in and I'm going to follow down. And I'm going to go down here. This is one variant. This is in the instructions.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of trying to follow it a little bit. But it's never going to be exactly the same. So you see how you've got that lovely sort of shape going on there? So in this bit, I can come in and bring another one of those shapes there.
It's amazing how detailed you can go. I'm obviously watching you, but I've just picked up the booklet as well. I'm following what you're doing from the booklet. I mean, the level of detail that you can achieve as you keep going back in and drawing, tangling different shapes.
I'm not doing anything different. I'm not doing anything tricky. So keep that as is, and I could put like a loop there or a leaf shape.
Just whilst we're watching as well, Sandra, a few people are asking where else they can see you when you're not here on Crafters TV. You've got a Facebook page, obviously, haven't you?
I have, yeah. If you go onto Facebook, you search in Sanntangle.
Yeah.
You'll find a fantastic community there. YouTube as well.
Oh, yeah.
I do little videos twice a week, about half an hour long, and we work on little pieces of cardstock, draw from scratch. Nice. I was only going to do 12. We're over nearly at 550 now.
Wow, okay.
So we've got quite a lot going on there as well, so they are always worth having a look at.
Is it on a Tuesday, or did I make that up?
Tuesdays and Fridays,
I thought it
2
was,
o'clock.
yeah. Tuesdays and Fridays at 2.
You see how that's building and building and building? Yeah. Okay, so if I bring in this one then.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
That's it, exactly it, yeah. That is exactly what I've just... OK, I've added a little bit more in. You can see the little leaf shapes, and you've got my little shapes going on there. But from there, look, to there. But then if you want to add a bit of colour...
How long is that? I know, again, it's hard to say. How long have you taken from there to there?
For a drawing, I would say for something like this, you're about half an hour, 40 minutes.
Right, OK.
Colouring it in, it depends what you're colouring it in with. So from there to it's very quick once you've got the outer shape. But what I've done here, I've done one slightly less coloured, and I've given myself a little bit of a sentiment, because it's really nice to sort of see how you can simplify it a little bit. But then, of course, the reason why I gave you this and the Dragonfly, let's just move that, is because they work so beautifully together.
Incredible. Very busy for the starter bundle. Give this a go. Stacey says, reference the Dragonfly. She says, I think those would be great with the gilding flakes and the glue ballpoint pens. Chris Humbug Atkinson.
Hey, Chris.
Says, whoop whoop for the Tangle community. Whoop, whoop. All I can say, Sandra, says Stephanie, is I want it all. I am mesmerised. And Stephanie says, Ben, have you tried Sanntangle? Do you know what?
You did?
The last time you were here, or in a previous crafty life, I've tried it.
Yeah.
But not recently. I might have a go in the last show.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a go at 5. It is brilliant, and it is easy to get into as well. See, read the comments coming through. You'll know when Debbie's here as well, Debbie Robinson, how much she loves to do it, and she always talks about how much she loves to tangle. She goes to the classes with Sandra and whatnot. So it is a really, really fun thing to do. If you've never tried it, you've got the options on this show, picking up starter bundles and the like. But have a bit of a think, because things are flying out of the door. When we come back, we're going to have a look at the silhouettes collections, because a few people have been asking about those, and very, very busy at the checkout for those too. And also before the end of the show, for those of you that missed out on our Craftaganza launch, we'll be giving you a bit of a recap on that too. And don't forget, anything you want to see at 5 o'clock, we're back in the Craft House for an hour with Sandra. So anything that you want to see in that later show, feel free to speak up now, and we will do whatever we can to make sure you are seeing the demos that you want to see. But in the meantime, get to the checkout, and we'll meet you back here in about 4 minutes' time.
I'm here because I do love Crafters Companion products and Crafters TV.
Your products are great, made with great care and thought, and are second to none.
Love all the products. I love the tutorials we get.
Your papers shimmer and make all our crafts shine.
I love all of the products and all of the paper pads, of course.
I love Crafters TV because it shows you the best tips and tricks on how to use your crafty stash.
The quality of the products are phenomenal. Value for money is exceptional. Amazing presenters, craft goods galore, launch days and craft vaults, deals bundles and more.
Your pens, pencils, and markers make all crafters say, they are mine.
Or I love Crafters Companion. Well, it's because I'm not a very good crafter, and Crafters Companion makes me look better.
Hi everyone, it's the Crafting Divas again, and today we have a song of why we love Crafters TV. Stamps, dies, and paper pads as far as you can see. Cutting, gluing, and embossing all on Crafters TV. Yay!
Hello everybody. In Crafters World, my name's Holly Collie. I'd just like to tell everybody how much my mummy appreciates and loves Crafters TV. They've really helped during the last couple of years. It's been a bit of a rough time. I know I'm the best dog in the world, but Crafters TV is the best company in the world. Thank you very much everybody. Bye.
Tea first, and then from there it'll be meetings, and there could be commercial meetings, there could be creative meetings, I could be supporting one of my team. I also manage a large team, so it could be one-to-ones with those. Every day is different.
Get in early on the morning to work, set up all my cameras, all my TV monitors, make sure the lights are on. After the last show, we'll need to make sure everything's switched off, ready for the next day. Then I get to go home, just watch some TV, watch some movies or something when I'm making some food, and then go to sleep.
When I'm working, it's quite busy because I have to get up really early to come into work if I'm going to be travelling from London. But otherwise, I'm quite lazy. I spend a lot of time in bed before I get up in the morning.
What I love most about Crafters TV is the community.
Crafters TV brings everyone together from different corners of the world.
It also connects you with people from all over the world.
You guys have been there for me. I feel like you guys are my family.
I feel like I'm crafting along with my friends.
I met some of my best friends for life from Crafters TV, so thank you very much.
When you're having a tough time, you can switch on Crafters TV and you can go on the live chat, and you know people will be there for you as well.
And there's so much support, respect, and inspiration all through the socials.
It's a place where we can all share our love for Crafters Companion, ideas, and get inspiration from each other.
So what's not to love about Crafters TV? So go make a coffee and pull up a chair. Let's all get crafting. I'll see you all there.
Welcome back everybody. We've got about 15 minutes left on the show. We've had a message from Helen says, later on I'd love to see something with a butterfly. Have we got butterflies in here? I think we have, haven't we?
We haven't got butterflies today.
I know we haven't.
Although we can actually show the winged creatures and the critters.
Yes.
But a butterfly would work in exactly the same way as you would with the dragonfly, and you'd put the body shape in, and then you would actually use the wings. You could actually do that with the dragonfly, really.
Okay.
But you slightly different shaped wings, but you would do it in exactly the same way.
Before we do head off from this show, we did want to show you the silhouette collection because that's proved very, very popular indeed. Lot of love and a lot of chat about the Highland cow that you've got within this set here. And again, full instructions for you to be able to create some wonderful pieces. And there's all your stencils as well. So you've got the thistles on the foliage and the Highland cow itself in there. And again, full instructions to be able to create with that one. The hearts and the wings, which I've seen a lot of people talking about. Pat mentioning in the comments about that being a lovely one potentially to have a tattoo off. I mean, why not? That's what you want to do. Absolutely. I love this heart here particularly, made up of like the little water splashes. It's very clever.
I mean, they're all hand drawn.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to extend that or just use part of it and draw through it, they've literally been drawn with the same pen that you've actually got on air today.
You've got the cat silhouette in there too. If I just flip that around, you were showing us some of the finished samples here, but that little, as I say, it's sort of like very Moroccan, isn't it, in style?
It is. If you just want to use that little bit as a background and put something else with it, they're very versatile, these stencils, a nice little concept set.
And love the fact that you've got like the sort of plain stencil of the cat there, but then all of this like detail that you can start with.
It's choice. I like to give you choice.
That's it. The choice is what we love.
Yes.
And talking about choice, this raven silhouette, love the fact that you've got, again, the detail, you've got the mask and the stencil, and then you've got this really amazing cage as well. And what is brilliant, Sandra showed you on some finished samples earlier, you can obviously go quite gothic on this, quite Halloween-y, but then when you flip it around, look at that. I mean, you couldn't have more contrast than that, really, could you?
It's choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you really wanted to draw this, last October, we did a little, when we call it a tile a day through October.
Oh,
there were 5 centimetre squares, and we actually drew that little 5 centimetre square every day throughout October. So we didn't start at the top and work our way down to the bottom. We started a bit like an advent calendar, really. We picked a number, so nobody really knew what it was when we first started. And you see this picture coming together. So that will be on YouTube if you want to go and have a go at it. It's about an A4 size. So good fun, but it's beautiful as a silhouette.
And we just to find you more on Facebook, YouTube, we just Sanntangle, is it? Just
it is. Just keep it simple.
Nice. Yeah. Right, we've got about 10 minutes or so,
okay.
So we're gonna have a look at the cow.
Yeah. All right, so the cow's got a frame with it, and this is a really good introduction to those kind of frames. I've drawn one out quite roughly. I'm just going to do a couple of little bits on this, then we'll get to doing the inking, because I think it's important you see it, and in the instructions it shows you here, look, how I've drawn my frame, and then I've got some little bits going on here. Straightforward as we can be. I'm going to put myself an extra line in the middle. So I'm just going to split it into two. You see that little bit there? Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to go, let's have a look, in the middle, from here, to there, to there, here, there. Mm. See how it works?
Yeah.
Like that. And then what I can do is I can join that one to there, to there. So joining them up to there,
yeah.
to there. You see how it works?
Yeah.
So once I've done that and I've shaded it, there
so
it is.
So good.
You see? Here to here to here, join it, join it. That's how that works. So I don't want to go too much into detail with that one because you've just seen me do the heptagon. Works in a similar manner. But then we can come in, we've got a few bits with this. We've got the mask, or the insert, the mask, the detail, and we've got couple of things here. So you've got your thistles and you've got your little leaves, so you can make backgrounds and do extra bits of detail. So let's get straight to it. Now I'm not going to go in with traditional colours here because that would be boring, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
we don't want traditional.
You don't want to be boring. So look, I've got pink. Let's use a bit of pink. So this is going to be my background, and I would advise probably when you're at home just mask off little bits.
I love your little blender.
Oh, my little brushies. I do like the brushies. They're lovely.
Are these yours, are they?
They're not mine. No, no. It's
I thought you got your toothbrush out there for a second.
No, look at it. Yeah, they were. Do you know? I know you should look after your brushes, but when these get a little bit too bad, I do throw them in the dishwasher. They work really well.
Why not?
Yeah, just mix it in with my food products, you know.
Wow, you know.
All right, you notice that I'm going all the way around, but I've got more of it on one side. Yeah. Than the other. Let's just have a quick look. Oh, it's coming.
Nice.
Right, just a little bit more maybe there. Okay. So I've got a little bit going on there. So let's bring a little bit of border in there. Okay.
Sister P4 says, I forgot to eat. I've been so absorbed with the demos. Do remember to eat.
So I'm going to put this in. It'll only go in one way because that's how I drew it, if that makes sense. So let's put that in there. And again, if you feel that you need to, then, you know, tape it down a little bit. So let's add a little touch of this in. There we go. So I'm leaving a little bit in the middle on purpose. Yeah. Because I want a little bit of a highlight, but I want it to be darker where I've got my darker ink. So just doing that a little bit first. I'm going to turn it around because I have not got it taped. There we go. So I want it a little bit darker this side. You know, they're very, very detailed as well. So, you know, just take your time, and you don't want to be using an ink pad that's too juicy because, you know, with stencils it will go under. But these work beautifully. These are yours.
Which one is it?
There you go.
Is it the
Harmonies.
Water Reactive? Yeah.
Water Reactives, yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, so choose the ones you want to work with. You can use our blending brushes or the egg sponges.
Absolutely, yeah, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go with that. All right, are you ready?
Yeah. Nice.
There he is.
I love that.
So you've got that lovely little bit of a highlight going on in there. So I'm going to bring in a bit of a thistle. So I'll stick with the same colours. Try not to get my shirt into that red there. There we go. There we go. A bit of that there. A little bit of that there. Okay. A bit down there. So you see I can bring that in, but then if I want to, again I would masking off. This is why I've given you this piece as well. See, I've used that with a bit of blue, so I could mask that off. And then I could bring in, do a little bit of a background. Okay.
Very relaxing to watch again, isn't it?
I know, and I do apologise, I'm going very quickly.
No, it's one of those shows where you sort of feel so relaxed. I'm so absorbed with this, says Sister P4. Chris says, tiny tile patchwork.
Yes, that's the one.
Chris Atkinson, that's what we were talking about just a few moments ago.
There we go. See how I'm just coming around now and adding some pencil.
Yeah.
Just on one side. See, they're going a little bit there. I can even come in and add some in there. There's my tortillon. Soften that off a bit. So as much as if you wanted to, you could leave it coming in and doing a little bit of shading and a little bit of pencil in there. It's going to bring him out. So it's got a little bit more dimension to it.
And it's been so lovely to watch these demos as well again, because it's one of those things, isn't it? You look at this maybe as a finished sample and think, well, there's no way I could achieve this. But then you follow it step by step.
That's it.
Follow the booklet that you're going to get with each and every one of these, and very soon you too will be creating beautiful pieces of art just like this. And you'll be hooked. You'll be coming back for more, Sandra.
I mean, I've got one here. I've done a little bit more work too. It's not in the frame, but you can see there, look, how he starts to look three-dimensional.
Yeah.
But by using the mask, if you want to, you can ink around the outside. And if you bring your pencil on the inside to shade it, it starts to give it a little bit of a different feel as well. So that's just using, that little bit there, just to hold it in. So you've got variations. So if you wanted to use and have just as thistle, you've got other things that you want to do. You could do that. You could just have the background. There's so many ways of using it. And I think this is nice. It gives you a little bit of confidence, I think. If you're not sure and you think, I want to try something, but this is almost a little bit like a warm blanket, isn't it? You've got your little bit of crafting going on that you're probably used to, but then having that little bit of pencil going in starts to give you a little bit of confidence building up. You see how that's going to start to come together then, just by that little bit of pencil and tortillon. If nothing else, you need one of these in your life.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
That is so incredible. I love it. I love it. That is within the bundle of your silhouettes, your new silhouette bundle. So you've got your Highland cow in there. You're going to be creating that beautiful cat stencil as well. So the cat silhouette, I should say, you're going to get that included. The raven, I think, is absolutely brilliant. And again, depending on the different colours that you're going to be bringing in there and the different ways you use this, of course, you know, you've got opportunities to make that a little bit more gothic. And then absolutely loads of people talking about the hearts and wings that you're going to be getting in here too. Everything within that set is £59.99, $78.99. So again, big saving that you're making if you look at the usual price and what you're paying today here on Crafters TV. And again, for our US viewers, don't forget, tariff-free as well across the Sanntangle range that we're bringing you today. One thing to tell you just before we wrap up for this show is that the red ruler is limited stock. There's green on the screen, which means it soon won't be seen. $6.99 is your price on that one, or $10.79. Seeing Sandra using that right throughout the show. And also, just get your skates on too if you do want to go for the mechanical pencil. You guys asked for this last time Sandra was here because she was using it on multiple demos, and you were, oh, where's that pencil from? Bring it next time you come. So she has, and now over a third of the stock has gone. £21.99 or $29.99. So if you want either of those, do make sure you pick those up sooner rather than later. We're back in an hour, so what I would say again is feel free to ask for any particular demos. We're going to be looking at the spring and autumn, I know that much, the quirky frames as well. But Sandra, you're quite happy if anyone's got any particular requests to kind of crowbar those in, aren't you?
Absolutely, yes. If there's something you want to see that we've got here, I'm more than happy to go back over it. But don't forget, we have got the illusions and we've got spring and autumn still to have a look at, so really excited for that. That's going to be great, yeah.
I've just noticed, this is the crazy thing, like you guys will know, like Dobby is the mascot. I've got my Dobby badge on today for those eagle-eyed viewers.
Yeah.
Dobby was over there earlier on, he's disappeared now.
Yeah, oh, he's here, look. Bless him. Hang on, let me just cover him up. He was like, didn't want to, there he is, here he is.
He's been on holiday, hasn't he?
Yeah. Our friend Pauline Wheeler actually took him on holiday.
Did she?
And this is his hat he brought from Madeira.
Good old P Wheels. I haven't seen Pauline in years.
Sandals and everything today.
Yeah. You'll see more of Dobby a little bit later on, and certainly more from Sandra as well. Now, we have had such a busy day. Obviously, Sandra is here with Sanntangle, loads of new goodies on the shop today. But a little bit earlier on, we did launch our Craftaganza. There's Dobby, look there. There he is. Oh, no,
there he is.
There he is. Hello. We did launch our Craftaganza here on Crafters TV, and it proved so very, very popular indeed. So just for those of you that didn't know about it, we thought we'd give you a quick reminder as to what happened a little bit earlier on. All the details coming up in this video as to what you're going to be getting, how you can access all of the information, and indeed why you'll want to get your hands on this if you are either in the US or in the UK, because as you're going to find out in just a second, you've got clear pay and it's tariff free. But here is Sarah and a smiling me to give you all of the details you need about this amazing Craftaganza at home. See you in a bit.
So, Craftaganza, if you have not heard of this before, we have been running Craftaganzas for 15 years. The very, very first one was 15 years ago. And the idea was, it is all of the classes so that you can learn everything you need about crafting. Have a little look at this video, okay? Because this can be you. The idea is we bring the crafting to you. So whether you're doing it on your own, whether you're doing it with friends, whether you're doing it with like your sister or your niece or your grandson or whatever it is, we are going to walk you step by step through 10 classes. Now there will be thousands of people from all over the world joining these classes live. So they happen on the 21st and 22nd of June from around noon on in UK time, running through till 8-9 o'clock on the evening, both days. So it means we can touch all different time zones. Now, what you are getting, okay, the whole idea is you get everything you need. I'm working on the assumption that you already have a die cutting machine and some basic tools, right? And glue and things like that, right? Everything you need specific to this is that core kit that you just saw. Now, your core kit are your core alcohol pens, your core watercolour pens, you've got your finesse waterproofing pad, your finesse alcohol proofing pad, you've got your duetting pads to do the blending, you've got your Harmony water reactivating pads, you've got a set of 3 of your glitter pastes in there, you've got some things like the ribbon and the sequins that we're going to use in multiple classes. That there is that core kit. Your core kit is worth about £70, $80. That is coming absolutely free, okay? Then on top of that, for every class that we do, you're going to get your own little class kit. So for example, class number 1. Class number 1 is this one here. So to do this, you can see we're going to use our watercolour pens. We're going to use that beautiful blue duet ink pad to do all of the blending around there. But actually, it's a specific design, a specific cutout. So what we do is we open the box and we bring out class number 1, right? Now, everything you need for class number 1 is either in the core kit or it's in here. Now, to put this value into perspective, right, that die set alone is like a £20 die set.
Absolutely.
Right? The embossing folder is a 3D embossing folder. That's like another $6.99, $7.99 embossing folder, right? You then get the special watercolour card. You'll get the best results when you use the best paper. You've got the watercolour card. You've got the base card that we need. So a lot of people are saying, do I need cards and envelopes to get that? No, we send you the base card. We're also going to send you the card for the mats and layers, but everything for class 1 is inside folder number 1. So when we all do class 1, there's even a little stamp in there in the background for you to do. So you see this is stamped with love. Even included the little stamp, and of course your ink pad to stamp that is in your core kit. Now that is the same for every single class. So we're going to start on the Saturday. That is going to be the first class. Then, and Leanne teaches that, by the way.
Okay, this is you then, the next one, isn't it?
Then I'm doing the next one, right? So now we're going to go from colouring one extreme to shape card bases, totally different effect. Now what I love about this is I'm going to teach you how to do this card, but if you wanted to personalise it with your own photograph, I'm going to show you how you could adapt it and make it into an easel card if you wanted. So we're going to learn all the shaped card technique tuition, but then also we're all going to complete the card. So in that shape, so everything you need to do this one, have a little look at this. You've got the actual template, you've got the dies that you need, you've got the stamps that you need, you've got the different shades of grey and the cardstock, everything's being colour matched, we've got everything ready for you, the base card, it's all included. Now, after we've done card number 2, I'm staying up because I do number 3.
Oh, here we go.
Wow, number 3 is epic, right? You know, for those of you that know me, know that I love a little bit of flower forming,
Yeah.
right? So what I'm going to do is to do the flower forming. So many people say, I've never done flower forming before, right? You get the flower forming foam, you get the stamens, you get the papers, you're going to get the dyes to do that beautiful lace effect, you're going to get the patterned papers, you're going to get the coloured papers for the matting and layering, and we're all going to sit together, we're all going to master flower forming. Doesn't matter if you've never done it before, doesn't matter if you've never crafted before, you're still going to learn this technique. I keep talking about my mum and my mother-in-law, brilliant to do that. They wouldn't have the confidence because they're not even newbies, they don't craft. They wouldn't have the confidence to sit down and do this. But if they were sitting with me, all I would do is get this kit out and you would be doing it together. So this is what I love about this is if you've got maybe it's a crafter and a non-crafter working together, and I'm not, Debbie's obviously quite an advanced crafter.
Absolutely,
Victoria is a very beginner, right? But you can sit and do this together. You're going to watch the tutorials, craft along together, but then the crafter can help the non-crafter get going at this. I don't want you to think this is just for people who are advanced. This is just as good for people who've never done it before. If you are a complete beginner, I would definitely recommend you doing it with a crafter. And also you need like the die cutting machine and the core tools. But if you're a relative beginner and you've got some of that kit, this is for you, right? So flower forming's number 3.
Number 3, yep.
Then, I'm going to move
this back to chivs.
This is one of my favourites, this is back to chivs. Watercolouring. Now watercolouring, when you do a raised outline emboss, so this is actually an embossing folder that we're going to do watercolouring. You're going to learn how to get the light bouncing off those. We're going to learn how to build up all those bits, right? So that is number 4. And then we're going to wrap up Friday.
I love this one. Paper piecing.
Right? Wrap up Saturday, sorry. We're going to wrap up Saturday with a bit of paper piecing.
Look at that.
Now, what I like is, by the time we get to Saturday night, so we're talking UK time, we're talking like 7, 8 o'clock now, we've decided we're going to put our PJs on. We're going to have a bit of a PJ party going on. I think it's time to get the glass of wine, maybe, or I'm bringing my velvetizer so that we can have hot chocolates with Baileys in there as well. And this is what I want you to understand. It's relaxed.
Yeah.
It's not like being at school where it's like, come on to the next class, come on. It's going to be relaxed. The whole point is I want you to have a wonderful weekend. I want you to go away saying, this was the best weekend you ever had. You've made friends for life. You've learned so many new things. You've made these cards. You absolutely love it. You know that is the purpose. I will be happy. I'll have done my job if you all go away going, I had the most fun. Right?
Who's doing the paper piecing class?
Me.
Oh, nice one.
I can't trust Chivs not to drink too much to be able to...
It'd be all over the place,
with
wouldn't
her glasses, she'll be like this, trying to stick them all in place, right?
So we've done Saturday.
Saturday night, but you can't drink too much because I need it fresh as a daisy. Sunday morning, we are doing this. I mean, duet.
What a way.
Now, I'll be really honest, this is above my level of expertise, right? So this is probably the most advanced card that we do. And this is all about learning to take them skills to their next level. Now, a lot of you might just sit and watch this class and think I might try it later. I'm actually going to encourage you all to sit with me, like I'm going to, and learn how to do it and have a go. Even if you don't finish the class, you're going to be then having a go. But there will be time. All those that want to finish the class will have time for you to finish the class. Then Leanne's going to stay on because she's going from duetting, blending, onto stamping and masking, right? Now, I love a bit of stamping and masking, but what I'm in love with about this card is the way the light bounces off the flower.
Yeah.
So it's about learning those really advanced techniques and getting the light bouncing off. That is all going to be covered in that class. So Sunday morning, those of you in the US, or Sunday early afternoon for us in the UK, is going to be phenomenal.
Amazing.
Now, after you've done them two, you'll be ready for a little bit of a wind down.
Oh, yes.
So I'm coming back up. So this is now me. I mean, I'll be ready for a bit of a wind down after I've done them two classes with Leanne, right? We're doing decoupage. So I'm going to teach you how to do dome cards, 3-dimensional dome cards. You're going to get that beautiful kind of centerpiece. We're going to put all this together, and all of the decoupage is already pre-die cut. Then we're going, we're literally going from one end of the crafting spectrum to another. All card making, but all totally different cards. We're going from watercolouring there, to paper piecing, to masking, to dome cards. Shaker cards are coming next. Ben loves a good shaker.
Love a shaker.
And what I want to do is when I teach this class, because it's another one of mine, I'm not just going to teach you the shaker, I'm going to teach you that beautiful background technique in there, and we're going to do a few different versions so that you can see how you can adapt it and take it different ways. And then, wrapping up the whole weekend, you'll all be crying into your spritzes by this point, because it's going to be finished. We're all going to do glitter paste. Now, some of you might have tried glitter paste before, but have you tried ombre glitter paste? Have you tried layering up all the different colours and building that up? That is what we're going to teach. That is what we're going to learn. Now, in this kit, you're getting the stencils. You're getting the dies to do the background pieces. You get that lovely black card. You get even the love die is included in that set. You get the spatula for that perfect application. And what I want you to understand is this is for everyone, irrespective of your level of ability. Now, I just want to touch on the pricing a little bit.
Yes.
Because a lot of people say, well, how can you afford to do all of this for this much, right? As a business, as a company, we don't do this as like a profit-making thing. We do this as a community builder, as a way of getting thousands of people all across the world to engage with our products, to use them, to fall in love with them even more. So that price that you see on your screen there, that is reflective of basically the bare minimum just to cover all of our costs in delivering these classes. Now, if you are in the US, there is no tariff to pay on this because you are buying the experience. The product is like the minority part that comes included. The experience is all delivered here from the UK. If you're buying in the UK, great news. You can spread that cost on 4 easy, flexible payments using our ClearPay setup. So I've tried to make it so that it's accessible, so there's no reason why every one of you out there can't come and be an amazing part of our community. 2 days on the 21st and 22nd of June.